Good afternoon and welcome to the Underclass Prize Assembly. Please join me in thanking Alvin and Brandy for the music we heard as you were heading in today. So this assembly traditionally marks the end of the school year. So too do the exams you are taking and preparing for each night. I'll let you in on a poorly kept secret tonight. It is a bit of a fake ending. These things are one end, but they are not the end. Yes, you might rush from the exam room and think of all the satisfying, fiery ways to get rid of your binder or papers as retribution for all the mental high jumping you've done this year. You might feel done with learning about Napoleon, the pluperfect tense, angular momentum, arithmetic sequences, how to appropriately use semicolons, and on the list goes. And you might be right. The content and the details sadly may go right out the window with the notebook at times. But you can't toss your brain out the same window. And please don't try, you might need it again. The ways in which you have stretched your brain this year to meet the challenges of your courses cannot be thrown out or burned away. You will have to take it with you. Because, especially according to Mr. Goggins, there is no more space in the lakeside storage room. So, why then do we conclude in such a manner? I considered a different exam this year for my Algebra 1 students, one in which each question went a little like this. If Jane got a 5.0 in the first semester, a 5.0 in the second semester, and a 4.0 on the first signature assessment, how wrong can she be in answering this question? It seems you've all found the answer to the question posed most often to math teachers: when will we ever need this? Yes, a pragmatic calculation of risk is your right as a student, but what's missed there is an opportunity to learn about yourself. An assessment is the perfect chance for feedback, but here at the end, we too frequently see only a last hill to climb. Yet, when you look out from the top of a hill or mountain, you appreciate not the ground you stand on, but the path traversed to get there. From this final vantage point, you can truly appreciate the beauty of what has come before. Until you reach the top, so much of the journey feels lost in the trees. So despite student protestations of, I only need X, I see so many of you deeply invested in ending the year in the right way, committed to one final demonstration of progress. For that, you have my congratulations on learning in the best of ways. Take time to appreciate the view today before rolling down the other side of the hill. In celebrating the names we call today, we celebrate the journey alongside the destination. My congratulations to all of our award winners for their persistence and investment in learning each day in our classrooms. I hope you will join me in an enthusiastic celebration for their work this year and an appreciation for the model they set for all of us to follow in our studies, student and teacher alike. Now allow me to introduce the department heads who will present and celebrate prizes particular to their disciplines. First, Mr. Moore for English.
This year, we award the English 1 prize to 2 deserving students from the class of 2020. The first, according to Ms. Nicolard, is a thoughtful and meticulous student of literature whose natural curiosity serves her well, whether she is trying to uncover meaning in a text or trying to grasp a tricky grammar concept. Over the course of this year, her writing style has become fluid and sophisticated, most notably in her recent stylish and thoughtful essay on a memorable meal. The second is a student in one of my freshman English sections who has distinguished herself with her meticulous approach to every aspect of the course. Beyond her attention to detail, she read and wrote all year with thoughtful sensitivity, confident in the opinions she developed, but always willing to take into consideration the ideas of her instructor and her peers. This year's English 1 winners are Chloe Rayer and Cameron Bentley. We all set? Okay. All right, from among an able and enthusiastic class of 2019, the English 2 teachers recognize 2 students whose approach and work exemplify excellence in their classrooms. Without pretense or ceremony, according to Mrs. Lunger, the first carefully peeled back the layers of complex literature. Her engagement with Shakespeare's Hamlet and Rankine's Citizen in particular set her scholarship apart. A persuasive writer and an empathetic, engaged reader, she produced superb work all year long. Inquisitive and incisive, the second prize winner consistently drove discussions in Ms. Lidfin's class. He was uniquely unafraid in his textual synthesis, and the analytical depth and structural mastery in his papers was unmatched. His sustained effort and impressive quality of work was exhibited in his sophomore speech, which was written beautifully and delivered with poise. The English 2 prize is awarded to Ella Haynes and Anthony Moore. Finally, the English 3 prizes. The department is pleased to recognize 3 students this year from among a remarkably strong cohort of class of 2018 English scholars. The first, Ms. Conforti writes, read every word of every book more than once. He sustained his focus and drive throughout the year, and the intensity of his effort was consistently high, regardless of whether he liked or disliked a text. This is a lesson to us all. His passion for ideas and language enlivened the class, and his exemplary written work was marked by a thorough attention to detail. Mrs. Evans' English AP Literature class was a better place for the second prize winner's presence. She raised the level of discourse about the text with her probing questions and thoughtful observations. In her writing, too, she challenged herself and her teacher with provocative insights into the literature. She is, according to Mrs. Evans, an English teacher's dream, intelligent, curious, open-minded, witty, and fun. Finally, the third prize winner, while adding to our discussions in my AP Lit class with both sensitivity and wit, distinguished himself as perhaps one of the most talented writers I've encountered in my career. His prose is at once smooth and varied, employing a broad vocabulary and a natural sense of logic to dig into the issues of whatever it is we're reading. In addition, his extraordinary fund of cultural and historical information adds depth and perspective to his work that few can achieve during their high school years. This year's English 3 prize winners are Ethan Amato, Rebecca Shee, and Ernst Lippert. Next, Mrs. Sykes with Fine Arts.
The art department only has 1 prize left to award, as most of the art prizes were given to seniors. Tonight I would like to thank and recognize Amy Lee, whose work, not done yet, friends, recognize Amy Lee, whose work we liked so much it was selected for purchase so that we might all enjoy it here on campus. You're going to leave the artwork here, Amy, but come up and get your check. Will present the prizes in history.
Good afternoon. It is my privilege to present awards today on behalf of the entire history department. The 3 prizes given today are designed to recognize exemplary performance in specific courses, but also a general commitment to the habits of mind at the heart of every Blair history class. Each of today's winners are examples of how best to approach the classroom, the history classroom, as well as their academic experience more generally, and we look forward to seeing what happens in the years ahead. This year's winner of the Global Issues Prize is Priscilla Sharma. This year we have 2 winners of the Western Civ Prize. The first is Linda Tong. And the second is Ryan Green. Our final prize this afternoon is the U.S. History Prize, which was chosen by the AP U.S. History teachers. I'm honored this year to award the Junior History Prize to Rebecca Sheen. Now Mr. Browse for mathematics.
I have 3 prizes to award, all of them named for famous mathematicians throughout history. That was appropriate. The Carl Friedrich Gauss Prize is named for the late 18th century German mathematician known as the Prince of Mathematicians. Because Gauss contributed significantly to the fields of algebra, differential geometry, and analysis, all important in this future study of mathematics, we award this prize to the top student in Algebra 2 Honors, BC. After a stellar start to his Blair mathematics career in geometry honors as a freshman, the Gauss Prize winner has pushed to achieve at even higher levels this year. Precise and careful use of algebraic processes combined with natural insight and creativity make Anthony a force to be reckoned with in mathematics. The Math Department is proud to award the Gauss Prize to Anthony Moore. The Leonard Euler Prize is named for the great Swiss mathematician who developed much of the notation we use in mathematical analysis today. His namesake formula, e to the I pi plus 1 equals 0, is considered to be the finest example of the beauty of pure mathematics. The Euler Prize is awarded to the top student in pre-calculus honors BC, regardless of grade level, because students in that class have mastered the important topics in analysis on the way to beginning the study of calculus. The winner of the Euler Prize is a young woman known for her passion to learn, her drive to excel, and her appreciation for the elegance of mathematics. The winner of last year's Gauss Prize in Algebra, Rebecca continues to set the standard in every math class she enters. The Math Department is proud to award the Euler Prize to Rebecca Sheen. And now for a mathematician you may have heard of. The Pythagoras Prize is named for the renowned ancient Greek mathematician and mystic. Since Pythagoras is best known today for the famous theorem that bears his name, it is appropriate that the top student in honors geometry receive this prize. The winner of the Pythagoras Prize is a young man whose intense focus, desire to excel, and meticulous approach to the subject set the standard all year. As geometry provides the theoretical underpinnings of Blair's entire mathematics curriculum, he is set to continue operating at the highest level in the coming years. The Math Department is proud to award the Pythagoras Prize to Tim Launders. Now, Mrs. Pagano.
the department, I have 3 awards to present in the areas of vocal music, theater, and instrumental music. The Underclass Vocal Prize this year goes to 2 students. Mr. Manny writes, "The first is an incredibly detailed musician and leader across our choral ensembles, a cappella, and in the musical. She not only upholds the highest standards of music making during rehearsal, but also ensures that everyone's opinion is heard and respected. She embodies the belief that music is about collaboration and coming together to be part of something bigger than yourself. And the second is an inspiration to her fellow musicians. She exemplifies the qualities of leadership because she gives every part of herself to her work. On many occasions, she has sought to improve her own technique simply for the purpose of bettering the group and helping her colleagues both in and out of rehearsal. I have loved working with these students this year and watching them improve every day as musicians, leaders, and artists. Congratulations to Emma Molman and Savannah Dolford." The Underclass Drama Prize also goes to 2 students this year. Of the first, Mr. Evans writes, "This versatile junior plays it all, comedy, musicals, and serious. He was the bad guy at Tien in A Flea in Her Ear, the comical guard in The Wizard of Oz, the mechanic in Middletown, Usnavian in The Heights, and Dogberry in Much Ado About Nothing. Music, humor, rapping, iambic pentameter, there is nothing that the co-winner of the Underclass Prize cannot do on stage." And of the second, Mrs. McMillan writes, "The Blair community has certainly come to expect fine performances from her, and we were not disappointed this year as we watched her seamlessly move from performing in a drama in the fall to a musical in the winter. However, many of you do not get the opportunity to see behind the scenes, where she is the picture of professionalism and precision. As the choreographer and dance captain of Frankenstein 2029, she had the refined sensitivity and instinct to pick music that conveyed a theme as well as set the tone, the mature talent to create dances that were beautiful as well as narrative, and the patience to teach a mostly amateur group of actors to execute each dance with grace, feeling, and pride in their work. Congratulations to Ernesto Lippert and Sienna Tipton." And Underclass Instrumental Music also goes to 2 students this year. Collectively, these 2 students play 6 instruments. They have performed in both orchestra and jazz ensemble for 3 years, given numerous solo and chamber performances, and distinguished themselves as scholars in AP music theory. But more impressive than their repertoire list is the kind of music they each have practiced tirelessly to become. One has developed a precision and technique that many college students aspire to, and through numerous competitions earned a solo performance at Carnegie Hall as a sophomore. The second exudes creativity and freedom of expression as a jazz musician and is fearless in performance, regardless of whether he is reading from a score or improvising on the spot. Congratulations to 2 outstanding musicians, Rebecca Shee and Glenn Becker.
The foremost award given annually by the Religion and Philosophy Department is the Peter L. Ammerman Prize, which is awarded to that student most challenged by the material encountered in a religion or philosophy class and who, moreover, has demonstrated an effort to reevaluate their philosophy of life accordingly. This year's recipient not only was challenged by the material covered in my Race and Democracy class this past fall. Daily in class discussions, the student brought to class a willingness to question her assumptions. She read figures like Ralph Waldo Emerson, Frederick Douglass, James Baldwin, and Malcolm X, not only in order to learn what these writers had to say, but also to learn the power of their voices, including their power to question her foundational beliefs. Race and racism, to put it simply, are difficult to discuss. Yet the student leaned into the discomfort, allowing the aforementioned figures the opportunity to challenge her worldview. By the end of the fall term, I got the distinct impression that what this student had read and discussed in class had made an impact on her views on race relations and racial conflict. So it's with all this said that I'm delighted to award the 2016-17 Peter L. Ammerman Prize in Religion and Philosophy to Cleary Waldo. Now for Mr. Wilson.
All right, the Science Department awards prizes to recognize work in the freshman, sophomore, and junior classes. I'm going to go a little bit out of order here to recognize one student in the sophomore class ahead of time in absentia. Ms. Hall writes about this student, it's high. High exudes, is it high or hey? High? High exudes enthusiasm each time he steps into my classroom, while he earns top marks on assignments, assessments, and lab reports. High sets himself apart by his unfettered desire to get to the crux of the subject matter. High recognizes that while the science of chemistry operates under a set series of laws and theory, the way molecules behave in itself is a natural occurring form of art. That is, science is in fact an art. High inspires his classmates to push themselves every day as he contributes eagerly to discussion, probing and pushing the level of scientific discourse at a much higher level. It is our pleasure to award High in absentia the Sophomore Science Prize. Continuing then with the sophomore class, Dr. Sayers writes, selecting the award winner was challenging this year as the classes contained a number of students with high self-expectations. And considerable capacity. In the end, one person distinguished herself for her concern with mastering material more than having high grades, and her willingness to take things she'd heard about and try to do things with them. This student has always focused on ways to get better and secure more of the connections built into the discipline, and is clearly much more demanding of herself than of me in getting that job done. She has also spent a lot of extra time out of the class pondering the meaning and use of many of her ideas, and is currently engaging in work we hope will lead to a high-temperature superconductor that she can show off next year to her physics peers, and of course the rest of us. I am pleased, Dr. Sayers says, and myself and the department is pleased to award the Sophomore Science Prize to Jess/Jessie Shape. Really one of my favorite things to do in this job. I get too much time on stage, and I love celebrating the accomplishments of our students. Freshmen! Ms. Haddon says, this student approaches science with fervor and curiosity, always asking why and how. Whenever she speaks about topics in science, whether for an assignment, as part of a classroom discussion, or in actual casual conversation, her passion and dedication for her interests are evident. She's able to think analytically, way beyond her years, always striving to be better and be her best, and learn for the sake of understanding and reason. For her stellar academic achievement and for passion in biology, we thankfully and gratefully award Cameron Bentley, the freshman. Mr. Wagner writes about this young freshman boy. Scoring well in a biology classroom can often be equated to a powerful memory, a strong subset of organizational skills, or the ability to reason deductively, while some students do possess these traits. What separates the best from the best, like this student, is the ability to rely not on just memorization, but instead a strong ability to contextualize information. Our second winner exuded this not only on written assignments, but his ability to relate complex themes in biology to his peers, which was consistently showcased in class each day. He was not just an active participant, but often a teaching assistant, making concepts relevant and intelligible during class discussions. Having said all this, he's also strung together a stellar set of performance on assignments and assessments. He has a keen awareness for how the scientific method operates, and this was on full display with his research project. Although, he will admit he wishes he had more time and resources to continue his experimentation. Well, the next 3 years will hopefully provide you with the time and resources necessary to get the most out of your Blair Science experience. This year's Freshman Science Prize also goes to Noah Pryor. We will award one prize to the junior class. Ms. Hall's remarks on this student are as follows. While the AP curriculum outlines certain objectives and standards, this student has continually searched beyond the confines of the AP chemistry course. The student is not only interested in what is known, but also what is currently being discovered in the labs across the world. The student is pushing the limits for high school science and has a level of curiosity that has been a catalyst for success in the AP courses. Having also taught this student this year, I agree wholeheartedly with Ms. Hall's assessments of his curiosity and the corresponding engagement with the things he is most curious about. Seth is certainly a star that shines brightly in our classes, and I am pleased to award him with the Junior Science Prize. laude induction.
The Cum Laude Society was established in 1906 and serves as the secondary school equivalent of Phi Beta Kappa in college. The Blair chapter was founded in 1921, and there are now 380 active chapters, mostly independent schools. The purpose of this is a formal recognition tonight, is for outstanding scholarship achieved by the members of the junior class. Each year, the faculty who belong to the Blair chapter review and select the top 10% of their class. In addition to their overall scholastic achievement, we look at their character, their motivation, dedication, perseverance, as well as their desire and passion to learn. They've chosen to take extremely challenging academic programs, and they've distinguished themselves in their classes by earning at least a 5.0 GPA in their honors and AP courses. They're truly stellar students. To be selected in your junior year is a very special honor, and you and your families have every right to be proud. It is with great pleasure that I now ask the following students to come to the stage to receive their certificates and pins. Ethan Nicholas Amato. Alexa Marie Baza. Savannah Ray Dolfel. Nami Caroline Hoffman. Seth Seyon Kim. Sungmin Lee. Ernest Lippert. Grace M. Miller. Huang Kai Young. Sienna Isabel Tipton. And no surprise, Rebecca Shee. And lastly, Randy Zhang. Congratulations to all these honorees. It was a great, great board. And that's Mr. Bernardo.
At this time, I would like to ask the prefects for the 2017-2018 school year to please stand. To the end. Serving as a prefect at Blair is no small task. Despite the many pressures you will face of senior year, we will count on you to look beyond yourselves and model the Blair values and culture for other students. As a prefect, you will be the first faces most new students and parents see when they arrive to Blair next fall, and your impact and influence will be widespread. It will follow students throughout their Blair careers and beyond. On behalf of the head of school, your housemasters, and the entire faculty, I thank you for accepting this position and look forward to witnessing all of your hard work in action next year. Congratulations. I have two student prizes to give. The first is the Martial Prize, and the second is the Stephen Curry Prize. The Joan and Fernando, that probably means nothing to. The Joan and Fernando Martial Prize is awarded to an international student who in the first year at Blair has shown meritorious improvement in adjustment to life in an American boarding school, as well as in the pursuit and fulfillment of academic responsibilities. This year's recipient is known for her self-discipline and determination in the academic and athletic realms of her life at school. She's a committed and selfless teammate and a conscientious, passionate student whose teachers had used the words flawless and meticulous to describe her work. Her friends and teammates say she has a heart of gold, yet they also note that she's got fierce competitive instincts. To underscore the well-roundedness our recipient brings to bear, she has been known to read books about math while in Kenya caring for children and taking a break from that. Yet, she is also one of the most sought-after female girls basketball players in the country. You wouldn't know it because she is also the picture of humility for the success she has had this year and for striving day in and day out to soak all she can out of her time here and give us much in return. I am pleased to present this award to Onome Mary Akira. The Stephen Curry Prize is awarded to a first-year student who has made dramatic progress, both socially and academically. A bit of a qualification to start. The way this prize reads suggests that the honoree was somewhat of a mess at the beginning of the year, that he or she had endured and overcome a series of social and academic pitfalls. While that was not exactly the case with our recipient, and I would not characterize his progress thus far as dramatic, he did successfully overcome homesickness and an inclination to sequester himself in his cave of a dorm room during the first month or so of school. In fact, that is where I first met him when I went looking for him on registration day. What I encountered that day was a young man of tremendous energy, positive and infectious energy. It didn't take long for his teachers to recognize him as a scholar with an insatiable appetite for learning. He became a regular attendee at Society of Skeptics lectures and joined the Washington Ideas Forum. His teachers have lauded his intellectual curiosity and noted, and I quote from Mr. Powell, that his direct engagement with the ideas of his peers encourages participation and new avenues of inquiry for everyone. In addition to excelling in the classroom, he has been a two-sport varsity athlete, and his coaches, Mr. Compton and Mr. Sykes, both praised him for the uplifting and positive impact he had on the character of their teams. He revitalized our peer tutoring program, was appointed to be a prefect, and the great Freeman Hall was elected by his peers to the senior class council, and has navigated the queries that came with being the first Sikh student in the school's 196th year history, and in so doing, paved the way for his brothers and others to follow. It is quite clear to me that growth of this nature could have never happened at Lawrenceville, and that there was this year's Stephen Curry Prize to a par.
Freshman Prize is awarded to that member of the freshman class who, while maintaining a satisfactory academic record, has participated actively in and made significant contributions to school activities. School activities can be widely interpreted. It could mean dazzling us on stage or wowing us with a video or leading a team to victory. While both our prize winners have participated in some of these more formal activities, their contributions have been equally impactful, if not more so, in more everyday activities. Hanging with friends and getting food in the can, talking at nighttime or dwelling over long lunches in the dining hall, it is in these activities that our prize winners' characters really shine through. Our first winner is a friend to all in Locke Hall. Her easy smile and kind-hearted nature act as a magnet for those around her. Rarely one to complain or say a mean word about others, this student's energy and positivity are infectious. I have never seen so many peers go out of their way to celebrate someone's birthday, a clear testament to her impact. Our second winner is known for his unique sense of self, his friendly persona, and his ever-positive approach to life. It is his humble reaction to classroom accomplishments, his willingness to always lend a helping hand, and his dedication to his peers that set this student apart. For their character and positivity, I am pleased to award the David Avery Jones Freshman Prize to Alexandra Lee Kirby and Aiden Gilmore Riano. And now, Mr. Mazza.
The John Kinch Leach Merit Award is awarded to that member of the sophomore class whose record of scholarship, participation in activities, and general citizenship has been a special credit to the school and an example for others to follow. This year, the award is shared by two outstanding sophomores. Our first recipient is a young lady overflowing with charm and personality. She's an honor student and a varsity athlete that never settles for status quo. You can find her in the gym at all hours of the day training to gain her competitive edge. Her genuine and sincere demeanor with a smile from ear to ear make all of us want to be better people. She's applauded and respected for her leadership and friendly nature by both the adults and peers on campus. Her housemaster refers to her as a role model and mini prefect in Locke Hall. Simply put by her advisor, Madison is a class act. Our second recipient, I have had the pleasure of working with all year. As a day student, he has secured spots in both West Hall and Inslee Hall during his time on campus. Don't let his quiet nature fool you. He's a standout swimmer, an honor student, and a caring friend. His unwavering ability to stand up for what is right and what he believes in is beyond any sophomore I have worked with. His advisor states, at every advisor block, Jake always puts the board's needs ahead of his own. Jacob's attitude and determination is enough to motivate all of us to want to be better and more committed members of our community. It is with great respect and pride I present the 2017 John Kinch Leach Merit Award to sophomores Madison Ann Jones and Jacob Harrison Lake.
Good evening. Good evening. Good to see you all. The Philip James Rosen Trophy is awarded to that member of the junior class whose record has been marked by devotion to the school and who has, while performing admirably as a student and citizen of the school community, also displayed uncommon leadership. Our first recipient is someone whose infectiously positive and caring spirit elevates all around her. Her hard work and excellence in the classroom, in field hockey and lacrosse, as a talented singer, and her commitment to her friends and others in Catherine Hall, and actually across this campus, reflect the impressive and very gratifying reality that she is truly the kind, supportive, tenacious glue among her teammates and her peers that they need. Thoughtful, insightful, and always willing to put the time into helping others, she will be an exceptional leader as a prefect in Locke Hall next year. Our second recipient is an optimist, a hard worker, and brings his leadership and talent to the class council, to his smartly filmed and edited video work, to his peers in his classes and his teammates in soccer, swimming, and lacrosse, and next year to the boys on flight deck as a prefect. And I find he does so with seriousness of purpose, but well-timed humor, with confidence and humility, and with a genuine love for the school and care for our entire community. Now, despite being busy with all things Blair, on a personal note, I've been grateful on more than one occasion when I've had to call upon him to film a last-minute video for a school meeting or for Headmasters Week. And in the latter case, I remember saying to him, listen, I need you to film about 20 faculty sitting on the floor of my house, wearing their pajamas, while Mr. Brandwood and I read a bedtime story for them from my kid's bed. And he completely unfazed, he said, sure, why not? And helped me bring a burst of laughter and a lot of enjoyment to the opening of Headmasters Week. And so I thank him for that work, and I am pleased to award the Phillips James Rosen Trophy to both Elizabeth Catherine Pinkerton and Ronan Timothy Smart. And so we come to the end of our assembly, and the last time we will convene together as a community before the year is through. Now I realize you all have exams left, so I'm going to limit my remarks to no more than 1 hour. I guess that wasn't that funny, was it? At a time when we rightfully honor the achievements of your peers on this stage today, along with the many great and deserving things you've done all year that might not have fallen into the category of a prize or award, I'd like to take this opportunity to close the year and prepare us for the next one, year 170, by talking for a moment about the subject honor. And when I do so now, I'm speaking to you not necessarily just as the Blair community, but I instead addressing you as individuals, each of you. I'm talking to each of you because, to be honest, when it comes down to it, as much as we talk about and love the Blair community, we are, in the end, a collection of individual people. The Blair community and what it is and what it does is, in actuality, the sum of every individual decision, every individual act, every choice that each of you, each of us, makes here. It's not a magically kind and good place, a place of great achievement or friendship that somehow eternally washes over you and all future generations of students when they walk through the door. Blair is not a kind and good place unless each of you chooses to be kind and good to each other and strives every day to do so, even when it's hard or even when you need to make amends for someone you let down. Blair is not a place of integrity unless, as individuals, we fulfill our obligations to live up to the rules, to the code, and to the social contract of respect and hard work that each of us, and every teacher, every student, each of us signed on for when we came here. Every day, every year, with every action and every inaction, each of you, each of us makes this school what it is. We write Blair's story, and we influence the experience of everyone in this room and everyone for years to come. So I want to end this year and have you enter the summer thinking not only about the question of the things that you stand for. Yes, it's a question we ask and will continue to ask. But there's a more important follow-up question that I want you to think about. So what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about the things you stand for? What are you going to do every day to honor those things? To honor all that you've done to get where you are today, some of you on this stage, and to honor all that others have done to give you this privilege of being here and in this place where you are in your lives. So Blair is a promise. Blair is an opportunity. It is not a guarantee. Every act of dedicated hard work, every moment of empathy and kind outreach, every inspiring moment of friendship and brotherhood or sisterhood on a team, every achievement, every powerful moment of collaboration. You know how you and we will honor that? and how we will preserve that and protect that for generations to come. Well, we make it happen every day, and then the next day we get up and we do it all over again. And we do it the next day, and the next day, and the next day, because that's what honor is. That's part of what we've honored here today. Members of your classes who have worked so hard every day to do their best, and like all of us, by far not perfect, individually continue to strive to fulfill the promise of this place, their families, and those who provide the means and love to have this opportunity. That's what honor is. And even when we have moments of disappointment and failure, when we let each other down, what I have grown to love in my work and at this school is to watch you as individuals strive to do better, to do more, to be good, to be kind, to work past mistakes, to celebrate others and lift them up, to not be cynical, to build things, and to look up. On all but a handful of days like this one, you're not going to get a prize or a plaque or a trophy for doing any of that. And you won't get a free pass here or anywhere else if you do this most of the time, but in any way grow complacent or entitled, then don't try your very best to live up to that promise every day. You are all honorable people. Many in this world are honorable, and many are not. It is our expectation that you will strive and even struggle to be honorable here and wherever you go this summer, in your jobs, your internships, your camps, whatever it is you do during your break. And yet you will bring the best, not of just what we saw here today, but the best of your experiences at Blair, your own versions of the Blair bubble, to all that you do. And that you will return in the fall in 70 or so days for your first day of classes in our 170th year, refreshed and with stories and with a commitment to work every day in this place to honor the promise of the people around you, at home and at this place as well. There will be about 120 or so new students who will join us next year, and I need your help. I need your help to teach them through your actions, more importantly even than your words, what it means to be a Blair student. I can't wait to hear your stories from the summer. See you at work in the CIC this fall. Have rising juniors become next year's exceptional prefects. Can't wait for us to go down to Heightstown and bring back the cup. And see if Kelly can win for a second time in a row. Or see you back on this stage, or take you across town or across the world to do service and help others, or talk with you in dorms over Dunkin' Donuts or really bad pizza, or get in the dunk tank or on the grease slide. All right, maybe not those. Or listen to chapels, or greet you in the morning, and be what I am every day, no matter the challenges that have this year or will confront us in future years. To be your proud headmaster of this honorable group of people sitting before me in this venerable place that we call our home and call our school, Blair Academy. So, when exams are done, enjoy, learn, relax, have fun, do something new and interesting, or go back and do the things you love to do this summer and enjoy a well-deserved break. Finish strong over the next 2 days. And I have to say, to end this year, to stand before you today is truly my honor. Congratulations, and have a wonderful summer.
With that, I will close us out with a benediction or a good word. I invite you all to pray with me if you're comfortable doing so. God of many names, as we stand on the edge of summer, we are thankful to be made aware of gifts and talents abiding within our community. Realizing that the gifts acknowledged from the stage tonight do not even begin to penetrate the surface of the many other gifts of the student body, so too are we deeply grateful for all who comprise the Blair Underclass. We look forward with great anticipation to seeing the gifts in full bloom in the years to come, as well as the many talents that have not yet emerged, as our students continue to develop and flourish in the context of the Blair community and beyond. Amen. Go in peace. Have a good evening. Hold on. My bad. Don't leave. There's a video. Stay there.
Mine was Emily, obviously.
My first crush was Kayla Robertson. And it's like kind of funny because our siblings are dating.
My first crush was Ben Chaya.
My first crush was Makai.
Faith Brewer.
I like a guy on freshman retreat. I never see him ever again.
Shadley's Perry.
Ron
Garrettson.
Mine is Boiler House Mike. Shout out to Mr. Jenkins for making extremely hard classes fun and supporting me when I wear blue lipstick.
Mrs. Pagano, Mrs. Evans, you guys are my family here. I love you.
Aww. Jennifer Lusardi.
Oh yeah.
She's the
Hands down, Miss Kapoorty. Love you.
For Halloween, I really needed a pair of guys' jeans, so somehow I ended up with Tyler Williams jeans, and I've had them for the past 6 months.
I sneak sprinkles out of the dining hall on Wednesdays because I really like sprinkles on my ice cream, so it's in this cup right now.
I guess junior year in Algebra 2 with Miss Klein, Cleo Bersani was in that class, and I remember like when I saw her,
and it was like the first, like, I had a genuine like crush on her, but I didn't understand it, so I remember like, it happened within 5 minutes, and I was like, when I saw her, and I was like,
Confession, everyone says I was at Walgreens that one night, but I wasn't.
Lindsay stole pants. I know about my pants.
Earlier this year, it was like in the winter, Adib's dad came by and I was teaching him how to dive into the pool. And then at the end of practice, he says, "Thank you so much, Bobby." And I said, "No problem, Mr. Adib."
I was walking from Annie and I walked past Mason and I started walking with someone and I fell and tripped and ripped my pants and my bag went flying over my head and everything fell out. And he picked up my water bottle and goes, "Uh-oh."
Yeah, I'd say my most embarrassing moment is probably there was this one day and I was walking next to Eric and someone saw us together, so that was really bad for me.
I forgot to shave my right armpit 2 nights in a row and somebody noticed it.
I was attacked by a goose after grad last year, and I wanted to see them because it was baby geese, and then I was like, oh my god, they're so cute, but I have to get closer. So I'm going, and then the mother goose, I'm assuming, starts like hissing at me, and I was like, it won't attack me, like whatever. And then it turns around, and I was like, oh god, and then it starts walking. So then I like bolt up the hill, but like I'm so unathletic, and then I just feel like at the back of my head, and it was like biting at the back, and then I fell, and it was terrifying.
Charlotte Buck.
Rachel Kim. She's probably one of the most intricate, interesting, unique,
very
coolest candidates. Exotic fruit. Just
Oh yeah, one time in class, she didn't pull a papaya out of her bag. Just not cut up or anything, just like the fruit, the papaya, yeah, straight papaya. That was awesome.
Real Hito. I wish I got to know Ben Chai better.
Yeah, he's really funny. I love him.
All the freshmen, I only know like 3 of their names.
Nothing matters ever.
If you have a friend crush on somebody, the chances are they have a friend crush on you too. So don't feel like you can't go out of your way to try to be their friend, because chances are they want to be your friend.
Think before you speak.
The best pizza you'll order at Blair is half chicken bacon ranch and half penne vodka. And then you should eat 2 of each at the same time.
There's always time to sleep.
Don't order ho-hos, that's my advice. No matter how hungry you are, never get ho-hos. In the live-action Scooby-Doo movies, and they bring up trying to date friends. That doesn't work. Don't date within the Scooby-Doo game. It's so stupid, because then Scooby-Doo feels uncomfortable, and then everyone's like, Scooby-Doo, you gotta choose sides. Scooby-Doo doesn't want to choose sides. Scooby-Doo just wanted to go to Humpy Jr. and just chill out with his friends. Keep the Scooby-Doo gang just a gang.